Hello, everybody. You just heard OGs in there. This is Chris from the Stuart Buzz. On the phone, we have Barbara. I'm not going to say her last name in case she gets, burned like a Tesla vehicle.
Yeah.
But so, Barbara, you actually did some sort of post the other day, and
Yeah.
apparently you didn't get a good response from that. What was that about?
I was just watching a live of our president speaking and made a comment that I love my president, and I wound up just getting a whole bunch of mean comments, name calling me the C word, calling me the P word, just really hateful comments just by saying I love my president and I support my president.
Okay, so knowing you, of course, you didn't say anything bad back. Not you.
No, I gave little care emojis.
I see.
Yeah.
So you said you love your president.
Yeah.
Okay. But the people did not necessarily agree with you.
No, not
Did any of them agree with you?
Yeah, there were few that agreed, but mostly it was more hateful comments, and then of course saying hateful things about our president, he's a rapist, he's just all these things that are just
He's a rapist.
not true.
He's
Yeah.
he's a rapist. Okay,
Yes.
I didn't know he was a rapist actually. And so I do see posts sometimes, or at least videos, stating that, oh my God, he was married 3 times, he has 5 kids, what kind of Christian is he?
Right.
I have seen that. I've seen that on Blake's page. You know Blake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely.
Well, anyway, my question was, did everybody forget about Bill Clinton?
Oh, exactly. In the Oval Office.
Right. At least what our president did was maybe not inside the Oval Office, but he did it inside the Oval Office. Did anybody?
And he wasn't even president at that time. So,
Right.
Come on, people. And you got Bill Clinton lying to the American people. I have never had sexual relations with that woman. And he's doing it on the taxpayers' time.
That's correct. He was working. I don't know if he was on overtime, though.
Right.
Maybe he was. But so one day you should actually come back with something like that. I actually told Blake that because I was on one of his videos that the person kept on complaining that he wasn't a Christian because of all the things that he did. Yet
I seen that, and the guy was holding his ears as he walked away because he didn't want to hear a response.
That's correct. That's the video. But that's not the only video that he did with that type of response about him not being Christian. So he had done good things and he had done bad things. In your lifetime, have you done anything bad?
Never.
Right, that's what I thought.
Do you know me? Do you know me? I'm a nun. Never.
Exactly. Right. And I have not.
Too many to list, Chris. Too many. We don't have time on the podcast.
I don't think any of us are perfect. But I mean, to go throw that out there like that, and then you to say something patriotic that you say you love your president, and that's fine. This is so divided right now, and
it's ridiculous.
That division came about before President Trump came about.
Yes.
Without a doubt. So it's just been highly.
I've never seen such division in my life, and it's 4 years ago of how just one against each other. No matter what it was dividing us completely, and it's just a shame. It's just a shame how people are taking people off Facebook or not inviting them to Thanksgiving, or what's going on with the Teslas. And I got my Trump stickers on my car, and let me tell you, it's like I'm starting to get scared. My car is going to get keyed. Trust me, it's not a Tesla. I don't got it like that. But I got my Trump stickers up, and I'm like, is somebody going to key my car, do something to my car because I got a Trump sticker on it?
Yeah, I don't get that because from what the Democrats said, Hillary Clinton said that the MAGA movement was like a bunch of deplorables and like bad people and pretty much construction worker people. No disrespect to the construction workers, but you guys know what I mean. Blue collar, no white collar, and that the Democrats are Christian people, loving people, caring people. But yet, I am not seeing that. First of all, the Green New Deal was put through I think that Ortez chick, or at least wanted to do that and to save the world. But now they're destroying the world because they're burning Teslas. All the smoke is going out into the atmosphere.
Exactly. And those lithium batteries, forget it.
I know. So like, I now they're going to say that it has nothing to do with them. But I
got that comment too. I posted something about that, and somebody said, these aren't Democrats.
So the Republicans are burning the Tesla vehicles.
Yeah, of course. It's always the Republicans. They're the worst.
Right. So, I mean,
they do everything wrong.
I had voted Democrat at some point, and I had voted Republican at some point. So, I mean, I just kind of go with the best candidate that I think they can do the job. Right. And to be honest with you, I did not think that Harris had it in her to do the right job.
No.
But I would never, like, burn down somebody's car or something like that just because I didn't agree. I don't understand these. Like with this protest here every Wednesday in downtown Stewart. I don't know if you know that. I covered one last Wednesday, and it's on my YouTube site. But they have protests, and the protests are all over the place. They're talking about genocide, and they're talking about the tariffs. They're talking about Brian Mast not having a town hall. I mean, such things that they're just all over the place. They're not just focusing on one item. So if Brian Mast has not had a town hall, then protest that. You don't need to go like, there was way too many things that these people were complaining about. Mm-hmm. And how is that going to solve anything? If you just, so you want a town hall.
People, I seen the one with the lady was calling that man the P
Oh my
word.
God, that man is going to be on my podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's going to be on my podcast. I talked to him last Wednesday when I was down there, and also messaged him as well. Blake has known him. He met him, had some sort of meeting or something. I don't know the whole story behind that, but I will. But I got to say that even with the RV that Blake is driving around now, so those ladies were protesting. Ladies and gentlemen, let me correct myself. So, or men and women, whether or not they're ladies or gentlemen. Right.
People, human.
Well, that's actually going to be. Well, that's going to be on a Tuesday podcast as well. By the way, so I have a young person coming in, and well, it's a long story, but anyway, so they were screaming and yelling. Oh my God, the things that she was saying to that dude. You're right. I did see that video, but anyway, so Blake went down to the protest on Wednesday, and he beeped his horn, and everybody was booing him and everything like that. So the police actually, if he drove by again, they said that they were going to arrest him for inciting.
Blake?
Okay. Well, Blake had a point though. He said, wait, the people on the sidewalk are yelling and screaming, and they have the right to do that. Isn't it against the law for me to beat my horn?
Right.
In my RV, driving down the road, am I going to get a ticket? Or am I going to get arrested for inciting when they're inciting? So
if it was a Biden RV, they wouldn't have given them any trouble.
Right, they would have all screamed and gave the thumbs up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think, well, I'm not going to go there. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it seems to be bias that way. Now, you don't see Republicans going and doing protests. Now, they're going to say that,
the January 6th, right? That's their big fight, right?
well,
And
there
we all
has
know
been,
there were people planted. in
right, I was just going to say
January
that.
6th.
There's been some discrepancy about that because
Exactly.
you see like policemen letting people in, and it was
Yeah.
kind of shady. It's sad.
And what's that, Ray Epps? Whatever happened with Ray Epps?
Explain that.
Well, supposedly Ray Epps was a plant, and he was an FBI agent, and he's the one who was out there encouraging everybody to storm the Capitol.
Really?
And I don't think he's ever been investigated.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I'll have to look more into that, but yeah.
But now
Ray Epps
they're
thing.
pissed off at Musk. For everybody knows, since like you and I were a kid, that it was this ongoing joke all the time that a toilet seat in the White House costs $500. It's always been that kind of joke. And I come down to realize, thanks to Musk, that it's not a joke. It's factual. They just found out that there was a small business loan given to a 9-month-old baby.
Yes.
It's like, are you serious right now? Because you know what? My dog needs a small business loan. And
But what I find that's really interesting is when they wanted to hire all the new IRS agents to scour and look at our money and what we're getting off of Square and our tips and all that kind of stuff, and having to do that. But people are mad that now we got Musk, who is volunteering his time to look into the government money so we can have our money back. That's a problem.
I know,
Does that
right?
make sense to you?
I don't know if you saw
Make
that.
sense.
It doesn't make sense to you. No, it doesn't. So, did you see the Bret Baier on the Fox News Network interviewing Musk and his team that were around him?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I just seen little clips.
Okay, so from what I heard, that the people around Musk, the team, they're all doing that for nothing.
Exactly. Yes. They're
Just-
all volunteering their time.
And they say they're saving about $4 billion a day.
A day.
That's
7 days a week.
insane. That's insane.
Yep.
But what people may not know, and they may not see this because they may not post this on a CNN or an MSNBC or something like that, is that this Doge thing is not necessarily going to be around for 4 years. It's only supposed to be 100 and something days. I think it's 130 days. That is the time frame that was given to Musk, or Musk was given to them, 130 days. And in the meantime, Tesla stocks have dropped. Teslas are being burned. His businesses are slacking because he's taking the time.
So much joy. That was their thing. Let's have joy in the world. So he's out there saying, happy that Tesla's stock tanked. Meanwhile, his state has money in the stocks.
Right.
So it's affecting his own people.
I know.
I don't get it.
I know. But so he is from South Africa, I believe. So
yeah.
And he comes to America. He loves America. He said, if this is not done, like he said, the way the government is run right now, if it was a private company, it would have folded a long time ago.
Right.
So he does not want the United States of America to collapse. So I guess I think he's a citizen of here as well. But he wants to be able to fix it before it collapses. And that's pretty much as simple as that. Just because, let's all be realistic, everybody. Are you trying to tell me that you do not think that most Republicans and Democrats and independents are corrupt in some way? How do you not have term limits for somebody and they're like 85 years old and they can, they have to wear Depends while they're in chamber?
Yeah.
And I'm not making fun of the old people. What I am saying is that, after 50 years of being in
It's
you
time
go,
to retire. Just
yeah,
enjoy your life.
you
Go
go
ahead
in.
and live off all the stocks you made all that money on,
I was
and
just going to
enjoy
say
life.
that. I was just going to say
Yeah.
that. I said, you go in like making $30,000-$40,000 a year, coming out as a millionaire. Now, everybody seems to do that. I don't understand how that is. It's I guess a pretty cool concept to go in, making $30,000-$40,000 a year, coming out and making millions, and
Right.
it can't be from public speaking because, like, who the hell wants to hear Pelosi or anybody like that speak? Now, the people that like Pelosi, I'm sorry that I said that, but I'm just not a fan, and not because she's a Democrat. So I have voted for Democrats. I have.
Yeah. I was always a Democrat up until, I don't know, maybe it was 5 or so years ago that I was sitting with a friend of mine who actually lives in Massachusetts, and she started to tell me about, we were talking about insurance and stuff, and she goes, "Do you know exactly what you're paying into? Because I can't afford, to go to a doctor a lot because insurance is so expensive." And so now I'm paying for sex changes for prisoners. That's coming out of my insurance that I'm paying for. And she just explained so much stuff to me that I had no idea, I was clueless about. And it made me stop and think. And then we had the last 4 years, and I just sat there with my jaw on the floor looking at what the hell was going on in our country. Like, what is this? I mean, we're having to tiptoe around people so we don't hurt their feelings. We have to change our language. People are screaming. All they're doing is saying bad things about Trump. They're making him go through all this court stuff. They raided Mar-a-Lago. It was just such an insane to me, and just the hypocrisy and how these people are saying that Republicans are doing things that Democrats are actually doing. And I was like, what is going on? And how everybody was so mean to each other and fighting all the time. And the open borders where people are like, "You're racist." I had so many people call me racist because I don't want open borders. I don't want Venezuelan gangs in my neighborhood. Or they emptied out the whole prison over there in Venezuela or wherever, and and they were literally flying them in here for free.
So I thought you
Insanity.
said I thought you said that you wouldn't have anything to say.
I know.
So it's pretty funny. So I had this lady come in just now, and she handed me a stick, and she's standing in front of the camera. She's going to actually be on YouTube right now. So it's pretty funny. What do you want me to do with this? Hold on, huh? Break it where? Where the line is? What happens if I'm off? All right, there you go. Great, you're on the camera again. That's twice. So she actually never wanted to be on the camera. She walked right in front of the camera and then looked directly into it. And she's going to be live on this. It's going to be amazing. It's great. So Barbara, I hear a slight accent in your voice. Where are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm from New York, Queens.
Oh, would have never
And
guessed.
New Jersey.
Would have never guessed that. Yeah.
I know.
So isn't that a what do they call that? A blue state?
That would be a blue state.
Oh. Okay. And then you came to Florida. So you're from Queens. No, I thought you had a sort of like a.
But my Queens friends.
My Queens friends.
Yes. My best friend, Teresa.
Oh, yeah.
Always supporting my Trump post.
I literally, it came across my news feed about that post about people trashing you for saying that you love your president.
Right.
I thought that was the patriotic thing to say these days. Like that's what you're supposed to say. No matter who the president is, we kind of if you don't agree, you don't agree, and not everybody is going to agree with the president.
Right.
And, even people that are right wing say, okay, so yeah, he's a little rough. He's a little
Straightforward.
crude, and he could be rude.
He's not a politician.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to be, and if we say America's like a corporation and we're looking at where our money's going and we're going to have nothing in 10 years, let's get it done. I'm going to fight for my country, and fighting for my country isn't just sitting there and being a wuss. You know what I'm saying? I want a bulldog in my president, not a beagle who's laying on Rehoboth Beach.
Yes, that's actually a very funny analogy. A beagle. Beagles are cute. I had a beagle. Did you?
But I was really thinking about that dog with the long ears.
That's a basset hound.
You have a basset hound.
I had a basset hound as well, by the way. Just so you know, I did have a basset hound. I loved him. His name was Cleo. It was my first dog that I ever had. And he used to sleep. We had a cat as well, and they used to sleep together. I guess. Well, yeah. I guess that's when it all started, right? I mean, I guess the dog and the cat said, "Hey, the hell with it. We're gonna be friends." So
yes.
But with that, I do appreciate you coming on and voicing your opinion. I know you didn't have much to say, but jeez.
I know.
I
was like,
Yeah, I really never heard you.
22 minutes and 18 seconds.
I've
right now
not seen you with a lack of words. I don't remember that. I don't. But I would love to have you on in person one day. I think that would be fun. So, no, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
Okay, dictator.
Yeah,
Who are you, Trump?
Why not? Why not? But no, seriously, he's working for free too.
Oh, I know. Let's just, another reason to hate him.
Kind of feels
another reason to hate him.
It feels like I'm working for free as well.
That's probably a lie, because CNN and all them are probably saying no, or Whoopi. We got to listen to Whoopi. Whoopi and Joy from The View.
Yeah,
they know what's up.
I'm not a fan, and not because they would be Democratic or they don't like Trump. I'm just not a fan because I was a very big fan of Sister Act.
Right.
But after that...
And Ghost. He was in Ghost.
Those are the great movies, but it's something that happened to her. I have no idea why she changed, but she did. Yeah, and not because she's Democratic or anything like that. It's just because her attitude seemed to change. She wasn't that funny person anymore.
No, just a lot of negativity. That's just spews negativity. It's just sad, to tell you the truth. It just is really sad.
Well, I do hope that your car does not get keyed.
Thank you.
And
all I can say is thank God for sage. Okay, so you got sage at your stores. I'm getting ready to drop off some sage spray in a little while.
Oh, good.
So thank God we've got a supply of sage.
That's right.
Save us.
You got sage spray that you make. That stuff's pretty good. I actually spray it, and I like it. It smells good for some reason. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. All right, I'm going to get off this damn thing.
All right.
You have an amazing day, and stay safe.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Bye now.
Bye.